Absolute Batman has taken over the comic book industry like a wildfire. From exclusives, ratios, new readers, old readers, new artists, galore. It is a crazy and fun time to be a comic book collector, especially if you're reading Absolute Batman. In this new video series, we're going to be going through every single issue from Open Order, the crazy Grail exclusives, signed books, ratios, the works. Everything I bought off the racks or bought off their website as a drop. We're going to be going through issue by issue, showing off all the covers, what the story's about, why I picked it up, and what makes me such an absolute Batman fanboy. So hopefully you guys enjoy this along the journey of the Absolute universe.
So we are going to start right at the beginning and work our way up. And almost 90% of everything you see, I bought right off the racks, right off the shelves, including this. This is my Absolute Batman issue number 1, main cover. I did this at Heroes Con last year. Don't mind the glare. The slabs are just always a pain in the butt. But 9.8 Heroes Con drop off. I was beyond thrilled. I actually had another one signed and remarked by Dragotta, but I actually sold that to one of my friends for roughly around $500. So if I've traded or sold anything, I'm going to let you guys know. But when it comes to Absolute Batman, I'm not really ever going to sell anything. So we're starting it off with my 9.8 and going to discuss what my thoughts were going into Absolute Batman when it was announced. So if you guys know me personally or anything like that, you know I'm about 2 to 4 months ahead on my pull list. So when I saw Absolute Batman being announced, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con, it had the foil ash can and the regular ash can. Those are the only 2 things I'm missing from the first big release and everything. I was all in. I wasn't ever a big DC reader. I love DC, I love reading comics, but with me and DC, there's just too much lore and too much history. Like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, there's multiple books that are going on. There's a huge history of character development and growth with everything. And it's just a lot, you know, it's tough to jump in. It's tough to stick with the series. But when Absolute was announced, it's brand new, all fresh take. So you can get in with your boots on the ground. So I was so fortunate and beyond happy because for me, Absolute Batman has changed the game for me because I'm normally an Image, independent, Boom Studio, all that kind of stuff when it comes to reading. I pick Marvel up here and there. DC has slim pickings, but man, when it comes to Absolute Batman, Superman, the entire universe, you're going to see that I'm all in. Next, we're going to go through some of the variants, everything that had to do with issue number 1. And this doesn't even fit on screen. This is huge. It's an 11x17. It is the work in progress. I have it in a big top loader, but this thing is awesome. I am an absolute huge fan of Sketchline variant. Ignore the little Velcro strips. That's how I hang a lot of my stuff on the wall. So I actually have this hanging on my wall. So I popped it out just to show you. But if you flip through it, it's all the interiors, all the original line work. Like you can even see through the cover and everything. I know this thing has got quite expensive on the aftermarket. So I was super glad to order this through my LCS. I collect some of the work in progress, some of the bigger things, but man, this thing with the Absolute Batman issue number 1, love. Before we check out any of the other variants and stuff like that for issue number 1 and some of the reprints, I do need to highlight the DC All-In Special. I almost forgot about it in my box, but this is the true first appearance of Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. I pulled out the foil variant. I do have the 1 in 25 Jang signed by Scott Snyder. We'll show off in the exclusives at the end of the series, but this is the one to have. I talked about this for months, like 6 to 8 months, about people wanting to buy this. Everybody was grabbing Absolute Batman. Now this baby is going crazy. So like I said, first full appearance of these 3 characters. It's a flip book, so definitely pick it out. There's a few variants that came out with this as well. These next 2 I got for cover price from my LCS as well. We have the issue number 1. What was this? The Jim Lee cover B. I didn't know if it was the cover C or B. But this one is phenomenal. I love these so much. I picked up the hardcover collection from the free comic book day. They had the 1 in 100 Sketchline variants. I had one of those in my possession at New York Comic Con. But unfortunately, with my job, we sold one on Whatnot, and I wasn't able to pay the price for it. So that's one of the big ratios from the issue number 1 that still eludes me. But more than happy to have this because I have all the Jim Lees to go with it. The one I'm beyond thrilled to have, issue number 1, ratio 1 in 25. Back when the ratios for Absolute Batman really mattered, once we hit like issue number 16, the exclusives, all the print counts were over 3,000, 2,000, and it just keeps going up and up and up. So now 1 in 25s, 1 in 50s, 1 in 100s, if they do those, they're not really worth much when it comes to Absolute Batman, but I still love to collect them. So I am more than thrilled to have this issue number 1. I do believe this is the Gilliam, Mitch Gerard's. I thought this was the Gilliam March variant. That's a different one coming up. But love. When we first saw Absolute Batman in this issue, saw his cape open up and him stand on his cape with his like legs, it's insane. The spikes coming out, he was using those as weapons. Issue number 1 was just such a dark tone that absolutely just set up the series just to be epic every single issue. Now we're running through some of the reprints and things like that and some of the variants for issue number 1, but none of the exclusives. We'll save all the exclusives for the very last video of the series. But I love this pose. I love collecting the homages to itself, the different variants, the different trade dresses. I'm a big trade dress collector. So here we have Absolute Batman issue number 1. This is the 6th printing. I love the orange on orange. I thought that was great. And then we have the 10th printing with the red trade dress, black background, so they switched it up a little bit more there. And then we have the Absolute Batman issue number 1, 11th printing. I think this thing is just going to keep getting printed and printed and printed. So if you haven't read it, save some money, check out some of the reprints, check out some of the trades. They're great options for somebody getting new into the series. Here are 2 more super hard variants to grab. Got them cover price, open order from my LCS. Shout out to ABX Comics and Games always. This is issue number 1. No reprints, no nothing. The Virgin foil. I need to get this one signed. I actually forgot I had it in the collection until I was doing this video, so ignore the bag. I just need to rechange some of these. Slowly working on putting all these in top loaders and things like that just to save them. But the Virgin foil, perfect. These are great for signatures. They show up super, super well. So happy to have that one. And then even more happy, let me pick this one up and be super careful. The Noir edition. Like I said, I love artwork. I love line work in the covers. That thing is like a mirror. You can even see me. Check that out. It's wild. But yes, the Noir version. This is one of my favorites and something I want to get all signed up as well. It did come with a tiny little baby ding right there. So not the greatest, but I also don't slab too many things. So I'm a big comic capsule guy. So issue number 1, Noir variant, and then the Virgin foil. Now we're going to get into some more of the reprints. Here we have the 10th print in Huck Lee variant. Solid variant for sure. I'm a big fan of anything with the axe. I love the weapons that Absolute Batman uses. In Huck Lee is his or miss for me. Some covers are way better than the other. But I think this is the last I'm doing of the reprints. So after this, same thing with Transformers. I kind of fell off after I hit the 10th print. And when it comes to this pose, I'm going to keep it going as long as possible just to make sure I have that set complete. Speaking of sketchline variants, this one is a banger. 5th printing, 1 in 25, Nick Dragotta. Love this pose from I think it was issue number 1, issue number 2. I do believe it was issue number 1 when he was fighting on the steps. Pops out those spikes, breaks his ears off, throws them as knives. Absolutely insane. This is where you got your full scale of the differences of just what Absolute Batman can do with his arsenal. So the 1 in 25 sketch line, so nice. And then more foils. This was the local or Batman Day that just recently came out like a month or 2 ago. Another Nick Dragotta. It's an issue number 1. Another reprint, but they classified this as the local the Batman Day. So not really like a 10th or 11th or 12th print, I don't think. So it's just the Batman Day, and this was one of the variant covers. So happy to have that. We'll do 2 more, and then we'll kind of end it with the Absolute Batman issue number 1. Like I said, all the exclusives, all the ratios, everything coming in later parts, but we're just going to work our way up through the Absolute Batman collection. Another absolute fire one. 3rd printing, Nick Dragotta. Another great, I think this was like the 2-page spread in Absolute Batman where he was riding with the motorcycle. But again, just a fire cover, and this one is perfect. I've seen a lot with signatures. Great placement for signatures. So Absolute Batman with the blue on blue. You can't beat that. And then we'll finish with maybe tied for my favorite cover besides the open order issue number 1 main cover A. This has been my background on my screensaver on my phone for months and months and months now. But another absolute banger, issue number 1. This is the 3rd printing, just like we just showed, but this was one of the secret variants. So Virgin foil, So nice. So this is kind of my absolute Batman journey. Like I said, I've been a reader and collector. I bought almost all these off the shelves. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm a huge proprietor of the reading culture and collecting culture alike. So if you like this video, make sure you like and comment. Let me know if you guys are reading Absolute Batman, which I'm sure you are. Make sure you're checking out the other Absolute Universes stuff. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, because this is going to be a multiple part series as we're just going to work our way up. And at the end, we're going to show off all the crazy grails, double signed, triple signed exclusives, crazy Felix books, all that kind of stuff. But I just want to talk comics. I just want to talk Absolute Batman and share in the fandom. So let me know if you're loving it. Let me know if you're not loving it. But either way, love you guys. Have a great day. Stay legendary. And make sure you always find what you're looking for. Thank you.